This is going to be a comprehensive guide to give you everything you need to know about the 7th boss fight of the Sunken Temple. After defeating Hazaz and Morphaz, you'll have to clear a little bit of trash before you come to a room where you'll see Eranikus sleeping surrounded by bones. This is a 3-phase fight where the ability from the previous phase will continue on into the following phases, meaning the fight will get increasingly more challenging as it carries on. Eranikus will swap phases at 70% and 40%, adding new abilities or mechanics with each phase. For phase 1, we'll start with positioning. Like any dragon boss, you want to face Eranikus to one side, allowing the DPS and healers to easily stand at his side near his wing. I'd advise all DPS to get comfortable staying on the side closer to the middle of the room for a mechanic we will talk about in a second. He will cast 2 conals, one behind him, which is tail sweep, dealing damage and knocking back anyone that is hit by it, and one in front of him, which is corrosive breath, which will do 11 to 1200 damage and inflict a debuff that reduces armor by 33%. Depending on your healers and tanks, you may need to tank swap here if the reduced armor is causing your tank to get hit too hard. Additionally, Eranikus has Thrash, allowing him to melee the main tank twice, which can cause a large amount of damage when paired with the armor reduction. If you don't need to swap, your off tank will be helpful to keep aggro on the adds that spawn in phase 2 and phase 3. However, if you do need a tank swap, you may want a third flex tank to take the adds. Eranikus will occasionally cast Bellowing Roar, which is a raid-wide fear and can and should be kicked whenever it is cast, or it can easily cause a wipe. Kicking this every cast is a big key to a clean kill. Now, we want to get into the main challenging mechanics of this fight. The first is Lethargic Poison, where he will spit 3 poison blobs at ranged that will inflict a dot, reduce chance to hit by 50%, and increase ability cost by 100%. This should be dispelled immediately. Additionally, you'll need to have your ranged all stack and do a dance with each cast, where they will have to move between the casts of Lethargic Poison to ensure they don't touch the gas left behind. We'll need this gas in a second, but for now, when you touch this gas, you'll be put to sleep for 20 seconds, and damage taken will be reduced by 99%. Once Eranikus casts Waking Nightmare, which is a 6-second cast that will do 30,000 damage to anyone who is awake, you'll need to have everyone run into the purplish gas clouds that are sitting around where the range were doing their dance and sleep for 20 seconds, which will cause you to take 99% reduced damage, meaning everyone will take 300 instead of 30,000 damage. Then, once you get Eranikus down to 70%, you will cast Deep Slumber and go to sleep, taking reduced damage. You will spawn 2 Lumbering Dreamwalkers who will continue to cast Lethargic Poison and Deep Slumber, meaning your range should still be grouped and still be dancing with every cast. DPS down these Dreamwalkers, and once both Dreamwalkers are down, we transition into phase 2. For phase 2, you'll have to deal with all the mechanics from phase 1, as well as 6 Nightmare Whelplings that spawn every 10 seconds. You want to have your off tank take hold and let your cleave DPS burn down these adds. These Whelplings will cast Acid Spit, inflicting nature damage on their target. Make sure to burn these down or you'll get quickly overwhelmed. Then, once you get Eranikus down to 40%, he will go to sleep again, spawning 2 more Lumbering Dreamwalkers that will need to be killed before he can awaken again and begin phase 3, the final phase of this fight. For phase 3, Eranikus will awaken, doing all the mechanics from phase 1 and spawning adds every 10 seconds just like in phase 2, except this time he will spawn 3 Nightmare Whelps alongside 2 Nightmare Scalebanes. These Scalebanes will cast Acid Rain, which is kickable, but kicking this can get overwhelming if more than 2 are alive. So, you most likely will want to loosely spread your DPS here to reduce extraneous movement. When this is cast, green circles will appear and poison will rain down from above, causing 1000 nature damage when struck. So you want to make sure not to get hit by this, as even one hit at the wrong time can kill a DPS or a healer. With all that in mind, if you can make sure not to get overwhelmed by adds and keep people alive through Waking Nightmare, you should easily be able to down this boss in a few pulls and be 7 out of 8 in no time. I hope you found this guide helpful and have some success in Raid Night, whether you're pugging or running Sunken Temple with your guild. Don't forget to send this video to your tanks and your raid leader so you can clear the 7th boss fight of Sunken Temple with ease. A like and a follow help out the channel a ton, and I'll be streaming more phase 3 content over on my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/thatsdylan. You'll find more Sunken Temple raid guides in the linked playlist. Thanks for watching.